Starting an eBay business from zero with no money. Is it possible? Can you do it? Well, yes, it's not only just possible, it's really not that hard either. To be quite honest, it's something that I did a couple months ago, and I'm still trying to grow my business from very humble beginnings. You can see I'm in here in this room. I am doing all of my business out of my bedroom here. So I got boxes everywhere. It's a mess. It's not very comfortable. But that's okay. I'm willing to not be comfortable right now while I'm building this thing up so that in the near future I can be a little bit more comfortable and move into a bigger space. All that is beside the point though. We're talking about building an eBay business from scratch with no capital to get started with. So there are a number of ways you can go about doing this, but the easiest way, and this is what I did, is just to go look around your house, look at whatever junk is lying around, whatever stuff that maybe you don't need anymore that might actually be worth some money, and you'd be surprised at what you might have lying around that might be worth some money. A few months ago, I started looking around to see if I had anything that might be valuable. So one thing I looked at was my DVD collection. You can see behind me I have a very modest little DVD collection, and most DVDs are not worth anything. They're not really worth selling on eBay in my experience. You'd be lucky to make a few cents on the average DVD after shipping and fees. It's just not worth it. However, I had this one DVD box set up there. This thing had just been sitting on my shelf for like the past 16 years, and it was a Neon Genesis Evangelion Platinum Edition DVD box set. And very cool. If you're into anime, you probably know all about it. If not, well, it's a very important series. Check it out. But as cool as this thing was, and as cool as it was to have, I mean, I hadn't touched it in, 16 years or something. And I can always stream it online. I figure another collector out there would be happier to have it on their shelf than I would. So I looked this thing up, and they were selling for like almost $200. So this thing that I hadn't touched in a decade and a half, I went ahead and listed it on eBay. And that same day that I listed it, I got an offer for like $150. So I just took it, $150 there. I had no idea that thing sitting on my shelf was worth that much money. Money in my pocket right there. Fast forward a couple months, I went looking around the garage to see, do I have any old junk that, again, I could flip for some cash. To my surprise, I didn't even know I had this, but there was this box of old game boxes. The games weren't even in there, just the boxes, old Game Boy games, Nintendo 64 games. And I got really lucky once again because these were all in really good condition. I had old Pokemon Game Boy game boxes. I had 3 really good ones. I had blue, yellow, and silver. I think all of those sold the same day that I listed them, each one for over $100. Had a bunch of other games too that did really well. The game boxes rather. We're not even talking about games, once again, just the boxes that they came in. Made several $100s off that find that was sitting in the garage again for decades. Now you may not have any vintage video game boxes, but I'm willing to bet you have some stuff lying around that you can sell. Clothing that you don't wear anymore. I have moved on to selling mostly clothing in my store. I've been picking up a lot of cheap clothing at thrift stores and whatnot and making decent profits off of them. Now, I don't have any big scores here in the clothing department, but it's more of a volume game. If you have 10 shirts that you can sell and make $10 on each one, then hey, that's $100 right there. If you just need some quick cash, this can be a great way to get it. But if you are trying to actually get started and make this an actual business that will grow and, provide a stable income for you, then that's definitely doable. But start with what you have, whatever you can get your hands on. Sell it for a profit and use that money that you get to get more inventory until it can just have a snowball effect and keep on growing and growing. You're growing your business, you're growing your inventory along with your sales. It's going to have a compounding effect down the road, but it is a little slow getting started. Again, if you need cash in your bank tomorrow, eBay's not the way to go because you're just not going to get paid tomorrow. I'm sorry. You might get lucky and list something and it sells the same day, but that's going to be kind of rare. And ideally, going forward with this whole business idea, it's going to take some time, and you're going to need to keep reinvesting that cash flow until your business is big enough to really sustain itself. It's enough to take care of your personal living expenses and keep on growing your inventory at the same time. Now, that's something I'm still working on here. My store's really slow. I can show you just in the past month, though, I've done $2,000 in gross sales. Now, gross sales, that doesn't mean anything. Probably my net is only about half of that. After shipping fees, eBay fees, taxes, we're looking at like $1,000 profit in the last month. But like I said, I've only been doing this a couple months, and I'm really only doing this part-time. I'm not spending 40 hours a week on this. I'm doing whatever I can. And you may need to get another job on the side. You may need to do some other gig work, whatever it takes to pay your own bills and to feed this business as well as it grows. But I'm feeling great about this. I mean, let me see if I can show you. So this is it. This was this was back in March. I think that's when I sold those DVDs and like a few other items. I made a few $100. Didn't really touch eBay. I think here I was just selling a random video game or two. But not until August. That's when the end of August, I found those video game boxes. So sold some of those. You see a couple $100, and then the beginning of September I sold some more. So September was pretty good, although I didn't have really much of anything in my store. That was all pretty much from those games. So by October I was taking this thing seriously. I took my store up to about 200 items, which is still kind of where I'm at. I've got like 220 something active listings, but you can see I was worried, like, I was feeling hopeful in September, but I knew that most of those sales came from those few items that I found in the garage. How am I actually going to turn this into something that will be sustainable? Because I don't have I'm not sitting on a gold mine of anything anymore. I've got to actually go out and find profitable items and flip them. But in October, you can see that we did even better. So I proved to myself that this was something that was actually doable. And again, total sales were about $2,000 gross. Net, we're looking at a lot more than that, a lot less than that, pardon me. Here we are into November. I've already done a quarter of the sales of October, and we're only a week into November. So we're on track to keep that going, but my goal is to grow that and to keep growing it every month. How am I going to do that? Keep learning, keep sourcing, keep listing, list like crazy. Just keep it going, reinvest as much money as I can that I'm getting back into the business. And if I have to continue, working side gigs, whatever, there's holiday, seasonal jobs out right now. There's options, but my goal is to take this thing full time and to make a living doing this. I want to get out of this little space I'm in right now. I want to, provide for myself and my family and really, really do something I can feel proud of here. And I am very optimistic. Again, I say it's easy to get started. It is easy to get started, but there's a whole lot to learn. You're going to get better and better at everything as you go on and as you practice. You learn about categories of items to source. You learn about where to get the best deals and when to get the best deals. You learn how to take better pictures, and you improve your workflow, your technique, how you list your items. There's so much to learn and so much to just improve upon as you go, and you'll get there if you keep at it. But yeah, just get started. Honestly, just get started. You can look around the house for things you don't need. I did mention there were other ways about doing this, starting from zero. After I went on that whole big tangent, yeah, there are other ways to do it if you're creative. You can look on, Craigslist, OfferUp. You can look for free item listings in your area. You can go dumpster diving. You can ask friends and family. I kept a secret for, the past couple months, but I just told my brother-in-law about what I was doing. He was like, oh, hey, you know what? I have a giant pile of stuff that we're trying to donate. We're trying to get rid of it. Do you want any of that stuff? And I told him, yeah, sure, I'll take it. I'll go through whatever I might want to resell, and I can donate the rest for you. And so, yeah, talk to people. There's options if you're creative. There's a lot of ways to go about sourcing free items if that's your only option. And not only if people just want to give you stuff for free, but maybe people, might want help selling things, and maybe they'll give you a cut of the profits if you will list the items and sell the items for them. So that's another idea. There's a million and one ways to make money out there. The most creative people and the people who are able to think outside of the box and just go do stuff. Just do stuff. Those are the people who succeed. So, however creative you got to be to make this work, just brainstorm ideas, watch other YouTube videos, other YouTubers who are better at this stuff than I am. I've learned a lot from other reselling channels: Harry Tornado, Daily Refinement, Golden State Picker, Rake and Profit. So many great channels out there. Yeah, definitely binge some of those, but get started. Go get that money. Take care, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.